U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy (NDIS), History, Present and Future. Introduction. The National Defense Industrial Strategy (NDIS) represents a pivotal moment in U.S. defense policy responding to the multifaceted challenges of the contemporary security landscape. Launched in 2022 by the U.S. Department of Defense (DoD), NDIS aims to evolve the existing defense industrial base into a more resilient, dynamic, and modernized ecosystem capable of meeting current and future threats. This report delves into the history, present initiatives, and future outlook of NDIS. Historical context. The roots of NDIS can be traced back to the escalating global security challenges identified in the 2022 National Defense Strategy (NDS). Recognizing that decisive decade ahead, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin emphasized the need for a robust defense industrial base that can support a rapid response to emerging threats. 1. 2022 Launch of NDS. The NDS outlined strategic priorities including great power competition, regional conflicts, and transnational threats. It served as the foundation for the subsequent development of NDIS. 2. 2022 Introduction of NDIS. The inaugural NDIS was published, providing a comprehensive framework for transforming the defense industrial base. It represented a shift from traditional defense procurement methods to a more integrative approach focusing on resilience and adaptability. 3. 2022 onwards, NDIS Implementation Plan (NDIS IP). Following the NDIS, the DoD released the NDIS IP, which detailed 6 key initiatives aimed at translating strategic goals into actionable steps. Core objectives of NDIS. NDIS is structured around several key objectives designed to enhance the U.S. defense industrial ecosystem. 1. Resilient supply chains, establishing supply chains that are secure and capable of producing necessary products and technologies swiftly and cost-effectively. 2. Workforce readiness, developing a skilled and diverse workforce that accurately reflects America's demographics and is equipped to meet the demands of the defense sector. 3. Flexible acquisition strategies, creating dynamic procurement strategies that balance efficiency, maintainability, and customization while fostering innovation. 4. Economic deterrence, promoting fair market practices to bolster the defense industrial ecosystem, thereby enhancing economic security and integrated deterrence against potential adversaries. Key implementation initiatives. NDIS IP. The NDIS IP outlines 6 strategic initiatives aimed at operationalizing the NDIS vision. 1. Indo-Pacific deterrence, strengthening defense capabilities in the Indo-Pacific region to deter aggression and enhance regional stability. 2. Production and supply chains, enhancing the resilience and agility of production lines and supply chains critical to defense manufacturing. 3. Allied and partner industrial collaboration, fostering partnerships with allied nations to create a cohesive and interoperable defense industrial base. 4. Capabilities and infrastructure modernization, investing in modernizing existing military capabilities and infrastructure to ensure they meet contemporary warfare demands. 5. New capabilities using flexible pathways, developing innovative defense capabilities through adaptable and iterative pathways to foster rapid technological advancement. 6. Intellectual property and data analysis, enhancing the management of intellectual property rights and utilizing data analytics to improve decision-making processes and operational efficiency. Modernization and future outlook. As the NDIS continues to evolve, its emphasis on modernization remains paramount. The strategy acknowledges the need to transition from traditional defense procurement to a more agile and responsive industrial base. Key trends and future directions. Technological integration. The incorporation of advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cybersecurity measures will be critical in shaping future defense capabilities. Global collaboration, strengthening partnerships with international allies will be essential for enhancing collective defense capacities and addressing shared security challenges. Sustainability, As environmental concerns become increasingly significant, the NDIS is likely to incorporate sustainability practices within defense procurement and manufacturing processes. Workforce development, ongoing training and education programs will be vital to ensure the workforce remains equipped with the skills needed to operate within a modernized defense ecosystem. Conclusion: the U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy is a forward-looking framework designed to address the complexities of contemporary global security. By prioritizing resilience, flexibility, and collaboration, NDIS aims to ensure that the U.S. defense industrial base remains robust and capable of facing future challenges. As the strategy unfolds, its successful implementation will be crucial in securing America's defense posture in an increasingly competitive world. The U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy (NDIS) is a comprehensive framework aimed at transforming the defense industrial base to meet contemporary and future challenges. In the context of its historical evolution, present implementation, and future aspirations, several counterintuitive insights emerge. Historical context and evolution. 1. Transition from traditional to modernized defense. Historically, the U.S. defense industrial base has relied heavily on established practices and traditional supply chains. The shift to a modernized ecosystem, as emphasized in the NDIS, challenges the long-standing notion that stability comes from entrenched systems. Instead, the NDIS posits that flexibility and adaptability are the keys to resilience in the face of rapid technological advancements and geopolitical shifts. 2. Decoupling from sole dependence on major contractors. There's a counterintuitive pivot from a reliance on a few large defense contractors to a broader industrial base that includes small and medium enterprises (SMEs). This diversification is designed to enhance innovation and reduce vulnerabilities in supply chains, contrary to the conventional wisdom that larger companies are inherently more stable and capable of meeting defense needs. Present implementation. 3. Investment in workforce diversity. The strategy emphasizes the importance of a diverse workforce, which challenges the assumption that technical expertise alone is sufficient. The NDIS recognizes that a diverse workforce can drive creativity and innovation, enhancing problem-solving capabilities and reflecting the complexity of modern security challenges. This is a notable shift from traditional hiring practices that often prioritized uniformity in skills and backgrounds. For economic deterrence as a strategic tool, the NDIS introduces the concept of economic deterrence, which is somewhat counterintuitive since deterrence has historically been associated with military capabilities. By leveraging economic influences, the strategy aims to create conditions that dissuade adversaries from aggressive actions, suggesting that market dynamics can be as powerful as military strength in shaping global security. 5. Dynamic procurement strategies. The push for flexible acquisition strategies indicates a departure from rigid procurement processes that have characterized past defense spending. The NDIS promotes the idea that speed and adaptability in procurement can lead to better outcomes, which runs counter to the traditional belief that thorough, lengthy procurement processes are necessary for due diligence and effectiveness. Future aspirations. 6. Collaboration with allies. The emphasis on industrial collaboration with allies challenges the historical precedent of the U.S. defense industry operating in relative isolation. The NDIS advocates for a more integrated approach, leveraging the capabilities of international partners to enhance collective security. This recognition that collaboration can yield superior outcomes is a significant shift from a more unilateral mindset. 7. Harnessing technology for supply chain resilience. The NDIS envisions the integration of advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence and blockchain into supply chain management. This represents a counterintuitive approach, as traditional supply chain practices have typically relied on established methodologies rather than innovative technologies. The belief that technology can significantly enhance supply chain resilience is a departure from the status quo. 8. Focus on intellectual property and data analysis. While intellectual property IP has historically been viewed as a protective measure for companies, the NDIS suggests that sharing and analyzing data across the defense industrial base can enhance collaboration and innovation. This perspective challenges the conventional approach of fiercely guarding IP, advocating instead for a more open and collaborative stance that can lead to mutual benefits. Conclusion. In conclusion, the U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy represents a significant departure from traditional defense industrial practices. By embracing flexibility, diversity, and collaboration, the NDIS addresses contemporary challenges in a way that may seem counterintuitive to entrenched beliefs within the defense community. The strategies focus on economic deterrence, dynamic procurement, and technological integration, reflects an evolving understanding of how best to secure national interests in an increasingly complex global landscape. The U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy (NDIS) is a pivotal framework aimed at enhancing the nation's defense industrial ecosystem in response to contemporary global security challenges. While the main objectives and initiatives of the NDIS are often highlighted, several critical aspects tend to be overlooked. These overlooked elements are significant for understanding the depth and potential impact of the NDIS on the future of U.S. defense capabilities and industrial collaboration. Below are some of these important content areas and their significance. 1. Resilience of supply chains. While the NDIS emphasizes the need for resilient supply chains, the specific strategies for achieving this resilience are less frequently discussed. The significance of this lies in the recent disruptions caused by global events like the COVID-19 pandemic and geopolitical tensions, which have exposed vulnerabilities in supply chains critical for defense. Ensuring a robust supply chain is not merely about efficiency, it also involves strategic stockpiling, diversification of suppliers, and investment in domestic manufacturing capabilities. A resilient supply chain can directly affect the U.S. military's operational readiness. Overlooking the specifics of how resilience will be built can lead to gaps in understanding how the U.S. plans to sustain its defense capabilities in crises, potentially leaving it vulnerable to adversarial actions or supply disruptions. 2. Workforce readiness and diversity. The NDIS mentions workforce readiness as a strategic priority, but the detailed plans for achieving a diverse and skilled workforce are often glossed over. This is significant because the defense industry is facing a talent shortage, particularly in fields like engineering, cybersecurity, and advanced manufacturing. Investing in workforce development is essential not only for meeting current needs but also for fostering innovation within the defense sector. A diverse workforce brings varied perspectives that can enhance problem-solving and creativity in developing defense technologies. Ignoring this aspect undermines the NDIS's long-term viability and adaptability to new challenges. 3. Flexible acquisition strategies. The NDIS's focus on flexible acquisition strategies is crucial, yet the practical implications of these strategies are frequently underestimated. Flexible acquisition can lead to faster development times and reduce costs, but it also requires a cultural shift within the Department of Defense (DoD) and its contractors to embrace agility and adaptability. This is particularly relevant in the context of rapidly evolving technologies and the need for quick responses to emerging threats. The success of the NDIS hinges on how well these flexible acquisition practices are implemented, including overcoming bureaucratic inertia and resistance to change within established procurement processes. 4. Economic deterrence mechanisms. Economic deterrence is a relatively new concept in the context of defense strategy, yet its intricacies are often overlooked in discussions about the NDIS. The idea is to leverage U.S. economic power to deter potential aggressors by making it clear that any hostile actions would result in significant economic consequences. This approach also includes fostering strong international partnerships and ensuring that allied nations have access to U.S. technologies and markets. The significance lies in the fact that economic relationships can serve as a powerful tool for maintaining global stability and deterring aggression. A thorough understanding of how economic deterrence will be operationalized can reveal insights into U.S. foreign policy and international relations in the defense sector. 5. Collaborative industrial base with allies. The NDIS highlights the importance of collaboration with allies. Yet the specific mechanisms for fostering this collaboration are often not detailed. This is significant because defense challenges are increasingly global in nature and no single nation can adequately address them alone. Collaborative initiatives can include joint research and development projects, shared supply chains, and interoperability of defense systems. Understanding the frameworks for these collaborations is vital for assessing how effectively the U.S. can mobilize its allies in response to threats and ensure collective security. 6. Intellectual property and data analysis. The NDIS emphasizes the importance of intellectual property and data analysis, but the specific actions to protect U.S. innovations while fostering collaboration with industry partners are frequently overlooked. This is particularly significant in the age of information warfare and cyber threats, where protecting sensitive technologies is paramount. The balance between protecting intellectual property and encouraging open innovation can be delicate. And how the NDIS plans to navigate this balance will have far-reaching implications for the competitiveness of the U.S. defense sector and its ability to innovate in response to emerging threats. Conclusion. The U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy represents a comprehensive and forward-looking approach to modernizing the defense industrial ecosystem. However, the significance of the overlooked content areas such as supply chain resilience, workforce diversity, flexible acquisition strategies, economic deterrence, collaborative industrial efforts with allies, and the management of intellectual property cannot be understated. Addressing these elements is crucial for ensuring that the NDIS not only meets current defense needs but also prepares the U.S. for future challenges in a rapidly changing global landscape. Ignoring these details could undermine the effectiveness of the strategy and the U.S.'s position in the global defense arena. 1. Strategic objectives of the NDIS. The National Defense Industrial Strategy (NDIS) outlines 4 primary objectives: ensuring resilient supply chains, preparing a skilled and diverse workforce, implementing flexible procurement strategies, and enhancing economic deterrence. These objectives are critical for modernizing the defense industrial base, allowing for rapid production and deployment of necessary technologies while maintaining a competitive edge against potential adversaries. 2. Implementation Plan (NDIS-IP). The NDIS Implementation Plan lays out 6 key initiatives to translate strategic goals into actionable steps. These initiatives, ranging from Indo-Pacific deterrence to allied industrial collaboration, highlight the NDIS's focus on not just internal capabilities but also international partnerships. Each initiative addresses specific areas of risk and opportunity within the defense ecosystem, emphasizing a proactive approach to modern defense challenges. 3. Modernization and transformation. The overarching theme of the NDIS is the transition from a traditional defense industrial base to a more resilient and dynamic ecosystem. This modernization effort is not only crucial for current military readiness but also for future engagements, ensuring that the U.S. can adapt to rapidly changing technological and geopolitical landscapes. The emphasis on flexibility and innovation is designed to keep pace with both allies and adversaries. For international cooperation and economic deterrence, the NDIS recognizes the importance of collaboration with international allies in strengthening the defense industrial base. By promoting fair market mechanisms and integrated deterrence strategies, the U.S. aims to enhance both its own defense capabilities and those of its allies. This approach not only fortifies collective security but also serves as a deterrent against potential aggressors, leveraging economic ties and technological partnerships as strategic tools. 1. The Cold War arms race 1947 to 1991. The Cold War era was characterized by a significant buildup of military capabilities in defense industries, particularly between the United States and the Soviet Union. This period saw the establishment of various defense strategies and industrial policies aimed at maintaining military superiority. The U.S. invested heavily in technological advancements including nuclear weapons and missile defense systems, which required a robust defense industrial base in collaboration with private industry. The competition for technological and military dominance shaped global politics and defense strategies for decades. 2. The Defense Production Act 1950, enacted during the Korean War. The Defense Production Act empowered the U.S. government to prioritize and allocate resources for national defense purposes. The act facilitated the expansion of the defense industrial base and ensured that military needs were met during wartime. It allowed the federal government to direct private industry to produce critical materials and equipment, thus ensuring a resilient supply chain for defense needs. The act has been invoked in various contexts, including post-9/11 and during the COVID-19 pandemic, showcasing its lasting impact on U.S. defense policy. 3. The Quadrennial Defense Review QDR 1997-2014. The QDR was a strategic planning document published every 4 years by the U.S. Department of Defense. It assessed national security threats and outlined defense priorities and strategies. Each iteration of the QDR emphasized the need for a modernized and adaptable defense industrial base to respond to evolving threats. The QDR also addressed the importance of international cooperation and partnerships, reflecting similar themes present in the NDIS regarding allied collaboration and economic deterrence. The QDR played a crucial role in shaping U.S. defense strategies and policies over nearly 2 decades. Future outlook: the U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy (NDIS). The U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy (NDIS) represents a pivotal shift in the way the United States approaches its defense capabilities, particularly in the context of the evolving global security landscape. As we look towards the future, several key predictions can be made regarding the NDIS's trajectory, impact, and its role in shaping the defense industrial ecosystem. 1. Enhanced resilience in supply chains. As threats evolve, the importance of resilient supply chains will become even more pronounced. In the coming years, we can expect significant investments in domestic manufacturing capabilities to reduce dependency on foreign suppliers, particularly in critical technologies such as semiconductors, aerospace, and cybersecurity. This will be driven by both national security concerns and the need for economic self-sufficiency. The U.S. will likely implement policies that incentivize local production and foster partnerships with allied nations to create a more robust supply chain network. 2. Workforce development and innovation. The NDIS emphasizes workforce readiness, and this focus will lead to increased collaboration between government, industry, and educational institutions. Future initiatives may include enhanced training programs, scholarships, and internships designed to attract a diverse talent pool into the defense sector. As technology continues to advance, particularly in areas such as artificial intelligence and machine learning, the demand for skilled workers will surge. Expect a significant push for STEM education and vocational training tailored to meet the unique needs of the defense industry. 3. Dynamic acquisition strategies. The call for flexible procurement approaches will gain traction as the pace of technological advancement accelerates. The U.S. Department of Defense (DoD) will likely adopt more agile acquisition processes that allow for rapid prototyping and iterative development. This shift will enable the military to integrate new technologies more swiftly and keep pace with adversaries. We may see a trend towards leveraging commercial innovations where defense contractors partner with tech startups to harness cutting-edge solutions, thus creating a more dynamic and responsive defense industrial base. 4. Stronger international collaboration. The NDIS will increasingly focus on enhancing partnerships with allied nations. This collaboration will not only include joint defense projects but also shared research initiatives and integrated supply chains. As geopolitical tensions rise, especially with nations like China and Russia, the U.S. will likely strengthen its defense alliances through military-industrial cooperation, joint exercises, and technology sharing. This strategy will not only bolster collective security but also create a more unified front against common threats. 5. Economic deterrence as a strategic tool. Economic deterrence will become a cornerstone of U.S. defense strategy. The NDIS aims to create a resilient defense industrial ecosystem that extends beyond military capabilities to include economic stability. Future policies may focus on leveraging the U.S. market's size and technological prowess to deter potential aggressors by making access to American innovations and markets a strategic concern. This approach will likely involve sanctions, trade agreements, and other economic tools designed to safeguard U.S. interests and those of its allies. 6. Adapting to emerging technologies. As technology continues to evolve, so too will the NDIS's framework to incorporate emerging technologies such as quantum computing, biotechnology, and advanced materials. The U.S. will likely invest heavily in research and development to stay ahead of adversaries in these critical areas. This effort will include close collaboration with private sector innovators and academic institutions to accelerate the transition of breakthrough technologies from the lab to the battlefield. 7. Sustainability and green technologies. Looking ahead, sustainability will play an increasingly vital role in the U.S. defense industry. The integration of green technologies and sustainable practices will not only address environmental concerns but also enhance the resilience of defense operations. The NDIS may promote initiatives aimed at reducing the carbon footprint of defense activities such as energy-efficient systems, alternative fuels, and sustainable supply chain practices. This shift will reflect a broader societal emphasis on sustainability and may attract a new generation of talent to the defense sector. Conclusion. The U.S. National Defense Industrial Strategy is set to evolve significantly over the next decade. By focusing on resilience, workforce development, international collaboration, and technological advancement, the U.S. aims to fortify its position as a global leader in defense capabilities. As the security landscape shifts, the NDIS will serve as a blueprint for adapting to new challenges and ensuring that the United States remains prepared for the complexities of future conflicts. The successful implementation of these strategies will be crucial in maintaining national security and fostering a robust defense industrial ecosystem that can respond to the demands of an increasingly dynamic world.